We are here at Female Dating Strategies to talk about, well, you guessed it, we're going to talk about how bad men are. Man, men are ruining everything. The title is They Hated Her Because She Spoke the Truth. So this is from War Goddess, of course. To be real, men don't typically date younger women for their beauty because we know men will F a warm pita pocket if it comes down to it. They do it because younger women tend to be less experienced and therefore more tolerant, compliant, etc. All right, man, there's some stuff to break apart here. Let's start with the first half, which I will actually give credit. I think that's kind of funny. Men don't typically date younger women because we know men will F a warm pita pocket if it comes down to it. Again, that's funny. I think us guys can laugh at that stereotype that men like to sleep with basically anything, right? That's funny. I'll give them that. However, here is the truth of the matter here. Why do men want younger women? Well, the feminists here on Female Dating Strategies are claiming, this is their claim, that men want younger women. It doesn't have to do with her beauty because men will sleep with anything, right? They're saying that that is a lie. They're saying that men only go for younger women because younger women are less experienced so that they're easier to manipulate, so that men can force power over these women and they can control these women. But the older a woman gets, the smarter she gets, men are no longer able to manipulate them. So, again, we got to understand where these women are coming from. These women are coming from the idea, again, that it has nothing to do with youth, beauty, all that. That's just an excuse guys make up. Really, the reason why guys want younger women is because they can trick them, manipulate younger women, and the older women don't fall for their tricks and games. That is their claim. Now, let me break down the truth of the situation. Well, truth of the situation is younger women are more attractive. They are going to be more beautiful. So that is one key. And yes, that's true that men are attracted to beauty. So that is a legit thing, even though they think that, that's a lie. That's legit. Okay. We like young, beautiful. Second thing is, especially these days with the dangers of marriage and committing and all that stuff and family court, if a guy is going to commit, it's typically going to be he has the idea of having a family in mind. Younger women have a chance of healthier offspring, more fertile younger women, versus if you tried to date and start a family with a 30-year-old woman or a 35-year-old woman, obviously the younger, the better for fertility. So a very real thing that guys would consider if they're thinking about committing to a woman. Now, on their point, they say that men want younger women because they're less experienced. Yes, true. Because it makes them more compliant and tolerant and all that stuff. Okay. Sort of, but not fully. The girls that are sleeping around, that's going to affect her pair bonding. That's going to affect a lot. Her hypergamy is going to have increasingly raising standards. It's going to be harder to please her and satisfy her in just general life. She's just going to expect more from you. So again, I could hear women hearing this and going, yeah, look at that. See, guys are afraid that if women have slept around her, they have experience and they can't handle that woman. No, again, it's because of a female's hypergamy always going to increase, and because of pair bonding, it's going to make that situation more of a disaster. As far as therefore they're more tolerant and compliant, yes, again, I also believe that this is true as well, because younger women are more submissive, and that is the natural way of things. Younger women want a strong, protective man to follow the lead of. If any woman is completely honest, they know that if they had a masculine, strong man that they could trust, they would much rather have that guy lead than them themselves be the leader. If a girl disagrees with that, then they're just lying to themselves, or they are one of very, very few women in the world that is actually true for. But a huge majority of everything is going to be that a feminine woman is going to want to submit to a masculine man that can lead. the more women are getting older and getting indoctrinated into this feminist ideology, this female dating strategies mindset, this sleep around empowered sexual liberation, they're sleeping around. So they're decreasing their pair bonding every time they do that, which means if a guy is going to commit to her, it's a bigger risk for that guy because she's not going to be as willing to pair bond with him and to work through things as much as a woman that has not been sleeping around. Again, this is why we see so many women that file for about 80% of divorces is females, women. Think about that, right? If she doesn't have that pair bonding capability, she is so much more likely to just eject when things get tough or when things don't go her way. So very real things for a guy to think about if he's going to commit his finances, time, energy, and effort into a woman. Let's get into some of the comments here and hear what women are thinking about this and see if we can, I don't know, bridge some of the gaps or whatnot. We have Fern Princess, FDS newbie. Truth. I learned this the hard way in my 20s with my first 2 long-term relationships with predatory older men. Gotta love the adjectives she's using to describe these men. Boy, were they mad when they figured out I was smarter and better educated than them. Like, look at that. Like, is that really how anybody would want to think of their partner, their relationship partner, is to be like, hey, I'm smarter and better educated than you. Having that mindset is gross. But again, this is where she's coming from. This is that feminist mindset. They think they're smarter. This is the biggest problem too, when girls say, well, I'm educated and all that, and they think that their education means that they automatically should be respected because they have a degree, which in a lot of cases, when you have an education with certain things, or you've taken gender studies classes and you believe that because you've taken these classes, that has given you an awareness and education that all these dumb, simple-minded men don't understand. It's like, no, all that means is you've bought into the indoctrination. You've bought into that feminist gender studies indoctrination. So when you claim you're more educated, what that usually means is like you're more brainwashed. When you walk around saying, man, I'm so educated, literally that's like a warning signal for normal human beings to be like, okay, this person's probably brainwashed. Because normal people, educated people don't walk around like bragging about their education like that. It made their abuse worse. Older men have also been upset when I was young to learn I was well-traveled and had a career and was not a dumb virgin they could exploit, right? Again, a lot of guys are going, oh, she's not a virgin, she slept around, all right, because they understand these things about pair bonding and all that other stuff. Like, okay, not going to be for me. Do your thing, but you're not going to be for me. But she claims because I'm not a virgin, it's because they couldn't exploit me, right? They're taking the idea, which is, yes, men don't want women that sleep around, and they're projecting their own reasons for why that is, and they're making it seem like men are insecure. When in reality, again, it's just men understanding that the more she sleeps with, the higher chance there's going to be of this not working out and me getting screwed in the long run. And guys are finally understanding this. I'm sad I wasted my 20s learning older men had the worst intentions, but now that I'm older, I don't have to worry about being preyed on in that way anymore. That's right. You're not getting hit on in that way anymore, period. Now they're after my money instead. Laugh out loud. But seriously, it also sucks. All right there. Now let's go to Choice Marionberry 8. I'm middle-aged, so I might have a bit more experience of meeting men in the wild than some younger women. Now that online dating is so prevalent, right? We see it, guys. Women can meet so many men with this online dating. I first figured this out when I was in my late 20s, and a man followed me around all night at a salsa club. Danced with me all night, ordered drinks, introduced me to his friends. So, again, what this actual scenario is that she's been interested in this guy. He followed her around. No, he's probably just like gave her the eye and all that. She's interested in him. So she's all intrigued about what's going to happen with this. At the end of the night, he said he'd like to take me out sometime and asked for my number. We continued chatting, and he asked my age. He also asked if I lived with my parents and if I go to school. He mentioned, again, go to school, right? A lot of people are worried nowadays when women go to school because they're going to these women's studies class and they're coming out these social justice warriors thinking that the patriarchy is out to get them and all that crap. So when a girl says she's educated, a lot of times guys are like, it's not like guys are intimidated on intelligent or clever or smart women. It's like, no, guys see if you're indoctrinated, it's poisonous. There's a difference between intelligence and indoctrination. He mentioned that he was 29. I said I was too. At the time, I was having some angst over soon turning 30 because women know this is true. They can feel it inside them. So we're not lying when we talk about this. He held his hands up like I was pointing a gun at him, started backing away from me saying, "Oh God, oh no, I thought you were younger," turned on his heel and ran out of the club. He was afraid. All right, you guys, this is the dramatization of her story. There is no way that this actually happened. What really happened, right? She was into this guy. She's like, okay, this guy, he's into me. We're dancing all night. He asked for my number. Things are going great. She's loving it. And then she tells him her age, and the guy might have gone, he might have had like a little like a little movement in his eyes, like, oh, when he recognized her age. But there's no way he put up his hands, oh, backed away, oh no, and ran out the door. That's such a lie. That is such a lie. Although if it happened, that's hilarious. But that is such a lie. What a drama queen. And again, I wasn't an exceptionally young-looking 50-year-old. I was his exact age. And worse, he spent all that time and effort thinking not that I was 25, but that I was probably closer to 18, given his questions about my living situation. All right, let me relate this to something that women might understand. Okay, if a guy is 29 and he wants a younger woman, and women are like shocked, well, I'm 29 too. He should want me. Equality, we're the same age. Let me just ask you ladies, how would you feel if you said, all right, well, a guy makes, he makes just as much money as I do. Or I make more money than him, okay? Women are going to know that is just like all men don't date younger. There's a lot of men that date older or commit to older women, or there's men that commit to women their own age. But she's mad at the guys that have the preference of dating younger women. Think about on the flip side. So few women will ever date a man or commit to a man that makes as much money as her or less. So, and women know this is true. So you can sit here and go, well, guys can't have this preference of wanting younger women. But if you're going to say that, then think about how unrealistic your expectation is that all men should make as much as I make or more than I make. I'm not going to go for some guy that has less than me. And all women will back that woman up for having those standards. So the fact that women can have those standards and men can't have their own standards, again, is just one of those things why men just laugh. We just go, I don't even need to justify it to people anymore. It's just, we just laugh. Like, that's the idea. Like me, I laugh at this stuff. In my everyday life, if people bring stuff up and I know where their mind's going to be, I just laugh. I have to break this stuff down because I'm doing a video for it right now. But in real life, when I see people have these like double standards, like, yeah, men should date, women the same age and all that. It's like, fine, think whatever you want, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and break it down for people in real life because I understand that their mind is set a certain way and there's no reward for me to break that down. So I do break it down on videos like these, but in real life, I think most guys, we're just like, we laugh at this stuff now. We're like, we just see it, ha, all right, whatever. And we just stand on from the sidelines. It's never been about looks. If a man asks you out looking right at your face and body in person and then backpedals when he finds out you're not as young as he thought you were. Nothing about your face or body has changed in those few seconds. This happened a few times in my 30s as well. It's one reason why I'm grateful for online dating. Yes, all right, true. It's never been about your looks. If a man is asking you and looks at you and he thinks you look good and she goes, well, I'm 29. And then he's like, oh, dang, right? It's not about your looks at that point. Yes, right? I don't know if women are understanding this. We understand that women can hit 30 and still be beautiful or be very attractive. But the idea is if that same woman, you looked at her at 21, she would have been even more attractive and younger, healthier to have children. So these things factor in. It's not just the looks, right? A lot of guys are looking for other things. I know that a lot of women grow up believing that men will sleep with anything, even a pizza pocket or whatever that girl, the meme was at the top here. I know that women just think that that's all men care about is looks and all that stuff. And again, it's a factor, but in that scenario where a girl looks good and it's the age that throws him off, you know why? It's because he was thinking about, could this potentially be a girlfriend? Could this potentially be a wife of mine? And he doesn't want to start that process with a 29 or a 30-year-old because he understands that as she ages, those looks will diminish increasingly quicker and quicker. So maybe she looks good now, but those looks are going to diminish. So now what else does she bring to the table? Is she a phenomenal cook? Is she a super supportive, amazing, loving woman? Or does she have this feminist, you better treat me like a queen attitude, right? When you piece all of these things together, when a guy knows you're 29, 30 now, eventually those looks are going to go. And he's looked at what's the rest, what else is she dealing with? Oh, well, I have a major in women's studies, gender studies. It's like when guys see these other things, it's like that age then becomes a huge red flag where a guy might have ignored some of those red flags. If a girl was 21, he might have been like, all right, well, yeah, she's young. We'll see how this goes. Maybe we can figure something out. But if a girl's 29, 30, her mind's made up, and he knows that she's also going to be hitting this wall, then that's when those guys are like, nah, I'm good. Nah, sorry, walking away. So yeah, it's not just about the looks. It's about the looks, the fertility, and the mindset. The mindset. Not of, is she willing to be manipulated? No, it's the mindset of, has she been tainted yet? Has she been poisoned yet, thinking that all men need to worship her? That is the mindset that men are like, I'm not into that. All right, guys, what do you think? I couldn't help myself when I saw this. Just the classic, discrepancies we all see, Will women wake up to this ever? No, probably not. Well, most women anyway. All right, see you guys. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.